Hey boo, hey! You know what day it is. What day is it? It's Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. It's Tuesday Tea with D. You know, Tuesday Tea with D. 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 Hey, boo, hey. It's your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, your personal life coach, here with another serving and dose of Tuesday Tea with D. And today's tea is lemon water. No tea today. Every so often, as you know, I take some time to just kind of detox. And to be honest, I'm really trying to get back into the habit of drinking my lemon water in the morning and in the evening, and then also throughout the day. And so I just decided, rather than drinking my tea, I would have lemon water today, and that's what we are having. Do you have lemon water? Let me know. And let me know what kind of tea you're drinking. I want to know that too, because listen, I like to try new teas. Okay. So let's see here. We had an amazing time at the Cancel Comparison Masterclass. If you missed it, depending upon when you're watching this, you may or may not have an opportunity to get access to the replay. But I will put this here for now, just so you can go and snag it. And I'll just put that there. The masterclass is all done, but the replay is available. And so you can go to trueheartspeaks.com/comparison, trueheartspeaks.com/comparison in order to get access to that. And then the next thing that I really want to have a conversation with you about is, now that that's over, for the next 100 days, because we are now, as of in another day or so, we are down to the 100-day countdown to iSpeaklife Live 2023. And this is my 3-day transformational spirit-led experience for the high achieving, purpose pursuing woman of faith who is ready to unplug, rediscover her dreams, anchor her faith, and reconnect with herself and God. And so if that is you, then my love, I want to invite you to join me for 3 days for an amazing experience that really is going to be life-changing, transformative. And I believe it's going to change the trajectory of not only how you see yourself, but how you see God and how you pursue life, ministry, love, all the things in 2024, right? It's an amazing time to be able to reflect and kind of recalibrate at the end of 2023 as you begin to prepare for 2024. So with that being said, I want to personally invite you to join me. We are 100 days out, and I'm just trying to figure out why you have not still registered. I want you to go to iSpeaklife Live to register, to get your ticket. Tickets are available. Limited tickets are available for VIP. VIP is about to be sold out. And so if you feel the need to be in with exclusive access to me, exclusive access to the event, exclusive entrance, there's VIP lunch, there's a VIP meet and greet, like there's exclusive access to me specifically, and to your VIP sisters who are going to be there. I'm going to tell you that it's life-changing. Well, let me just say this: whether you're VIP or not, being in the room is definitely where you want to be, because you're going to get what you need to get regardless. Okay. Some people like the extra, right? They're like, listen, VIP or nothing else. So if that's you, go on ahead and register for VIP general registration. I just want to see your face in the place. Okay. All right. So let's have conversation around today's conversation, which is called Push Through the Burn. Push Through the Burn. And this specific message really is inspired by a couple of weeks ago. I was doing my morning walk, and I found like it was like something in me was like, I think I could run today. And I did. And so I started off walking a little bit, maybe like the first 2 or 3 minutes. And then something in me was like, this is not enough. Like, I really feel like I have more to give. And so I started running. And literally, I run around what's called Delaware Park. And I want to say running around once is maybe like 1.8 miles. And I think if you do it twice, it's over 3 miles. And so I always do one just because I know my energy level and I know how I am once I finish. I don't want to be exhausted, but it's enough like of an energy boost to get me going for the rest of the day. So I took off running and I think I stopped twice. I think maybe one was a phone call and the other one was maybe like to change music. It might have been twice to change the music because maybe like the vibe wasn't vibing. And I remember towards the end, and the burn was kicking in, child. The burn was burning. And something in me just kept saying, keep going, push through the burn. Don't let the burn stop you. Like, you've come this far. Don't let the burn, like, listen, like, we're not going to walk the rest of the way. We're going to run. And I did. And so I wanted to encourage you today with this message to push through the burn, because I think, and I've been seeing, different people talk about it, and everybody's not talking about it, but the process of healing, the process of growth, the process of progression is not always easy, and it doesn't always feel good. And so when we're in a space where we're at that point where we're like, man, like, oh God, the burn is burning. Like, I don't know that I can go any further, that I can push any further, that I can stretch myself beyond what I've already been stretching myself. And I want to encourage you that you can. Mainly because not only does it help you to see that you can go further than you thought you could go, and that you could do something that you thought that you couldn't, it also builds endurance. And so now that I know that I can actually run around the full park, when I do it the next time, the anxiety of like, well, I'm just going to do a little bit. I walk a little bit, run a little bit, walk a little bit, run a little bit. And even though I've only done it once, I just felt the need to do it. And sometimes like a thing that you do is not meant for you to do it consistently. Like, I'm not out running every day because I'm still building my endurance. But I think it shows that you're building endurance, that like you can go a little bit further than you thought you could go, that you could last a little bit longer than you thought you could last. And sometimes life will have you thinking you can't, right? The process of healing, the process of separation, the process of isolation, the process of sanctification, like all of the shuns, right? It will, especially as you are transitioning into elevation and manifestation, the manifestation of the promise of God on your life and the purpose of God in your life and your destiny, and just really the like where ultimately God wants you to be. It's gonna take, there's gonna be some burn. There's going to be some burn. And so in addition to it building endurance, it builds confidence. Like, y'all, I was so happy. Like, can I tell you how excited I was to like finish and be like, man, like I just ran. Now, mind you, let me just say this. I used to run track. I was not a distance runner. I was a sprinter. And so I ran 100, 200, and sometimes 400. I would do the relay as well. I didn't love the 400, but I could do it. But 100 and 200, honey, listen, that was my jam. And so it's been a very long time because I was in high school since I've run. I used to work with my personal trainer, and she would have me on a treadmill. And so she would have me run and that kind, and I hated that too. But this run in particular felt personal and it felt natural. Like it was a natural progression. And so when you find sometimes you've been doing a thing for so long that the natural progression is to up level, but because it's new to you, right? And you're doing it, at some point you're like, man, it's not hard, but it's pushing me. It's a little bit more strenuous than I thought, right? I like the finish, like finishing. And so when you're at that point of finishing, when you're at that point of where that thing is like digging deep and it's like stretching you, you got to keep going. Don't punk out. Like, don't. Like, I could have. And I literally was like, okay, no, I see the finish line. Like, I see my car, and I can hear Holy Spirit saying, and when you get to the end, run to your car too. Like, don't stop right here and then walk. You're gonna run, you're gonna finish it all the way. And I was in my head like, what? But I did. And I was proud of myself. And so not only was I building endurance, I was building confidence. And so that's what it's going to build in you, because then you'll be like, man, I could do that. And so when I decide that that's something that I want to do again, I will. Right. And so there have been a couple of times that I've walked and then I'm like, okay, let me run a little bit because I feel like, I got some skin in the game. I can do this. And I have. And then I stopped. Like I did the walk, run thing. But sometimes you'll be able to do a thing consistently, right? And so maybe it's, praying, maybe it's drinking water, maybe it's running, maybe it's exercising, right? Maybe it's the consistency in your business, maybe it's pushing through a rough time in your business, maybe it's launching a product in your business, right? Maybe it's your ministry, maybe it's a area or a patch where you got to push through in that area of your ministry, maybe it's your marriage, right? Whatever it is, can I say push through the burn? Like the burn will be worth it on the other side. It was worth it for me because again, it let me know that I could do it. And some of you need that. Like you need to know that where you are is not just, it's kind of like this ain't all that there is to it. Like this can't be it. And it's not. Like there is another level for you. And on that other level, at each level, there's going to be a level of burn, right? Specifically right in the middle and towards the end, like when you're finishing and you're like, man, like I don't know that I have it in me. You do. I'm here to encourage you and tell you with this week's tea that you have everything in you to push through the burn. The burn is necessary because it's and I'm not like a physical therapist or like a trainer, but I believe that it's building muscle memory, right? And so to some extent, when you go back to doing what you used to do, it will be easy, right? And it won't be as much of a challenge as when you now have up leveled from walking to running. And it wasn't like no real fast run, but I was, I had my little pace going or whatever. And I said, okay, I'm just going to do a little. I'm not going to do a full out sprint because after 2 minutes, I probably would have fell out. And so I paced myself. And so I want you to, again, pace yourself, right? It challenges you to pace yourself. It challenges you to keep going, right? It challenges you and it helps you to understand that you can do hard things and you can get through hard things. I think sometimes we hear the word hard and we run the other way and we think like we're not supposed to do hard things, but you can do hard things and you can do them well and you can do them with grace and you can do them with ease. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, but you can do it with ease. Like I felt like there was a grace on me to run that day. I can't even explain it to you, but I felt like it was something in me. It was like, I think I can run today. Like, I feel like what I'm doing is not enough. I know you feel me on this, right? Like what you're doing, you're like, man, like, I feel like what I'm doing is not enough today. I feel like I need to push it to the limit. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to encourage you to push past the burn, push through the burn, push it to the limit. I want to encourage you to be okay with letting it build endurance and confidence in you. And then the last thing is I want to encourage you to let it stretch you, because where you are is not where you're supposed to stay, right? And so a lot of times we get comfortable in the space that we're in. We've mastered it. It's good, but you feel it. You're like, I think it's time for me to go to another level. I feel like it's time for me to up level. I feel like it's time for me to do a little something different that's going to stretch me in a way that is not just going to leave me, flabby, but it's going to leave me equipped, right? It's going to leave me with more knowledge, more understanding, right? More, I'm not even sure of what the word is, but it doesn't just leave you out there just to kind of leave you sagging, right? Where you stretch and then it's like a rubber band where you go back, but you're building, right? The stretchiness of it. I don't know what it's called, right? But the stretchiness, right? And now you're able to do more. It's building capacity. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Right? It's building capacity. And so as you're being stretched and expanded at each level, it's building capacity. Sometimes we don't know how far we can go until we're pushed to the limit, until we're stretched, until we're pushed to a space that we never thought that we could be pushed to, right? Sometimes we go through some really harsh disrupting things in our lives that we don't think that we're going to get past, and we don't think that we're going to get through it. And then we look back and we're like, man, child, I didn't know how I got through it, but I did. And what ends up happening is then you on the next time you're like, okay, well, I know if even though these might not be similar situations, that if I can get through this, then maybe what I did there, the skills, the tools that I had there, some of those strategies I might be able to use here. The challenge, though, is remembering to take the tools with you as you go to each level so that you have something to work with. And so for me, it was mindset. For me, it was self talk, right? It was prayer, right? It was listening. Like I changed, as a matter of fact, I changed my music to something that was like, I don't can't remember what it was, but it was like Rocky, right? Like Eye of the Tiger, right? Whatever it was, but it wasn't Rocky. I should have played Rocky. But whatever it was, I'm like, okay, nope, I need something that's like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You got it, you got it, you got it, right? And so, whereas, if you're running or if you're doing something, you got your personal trainer or your coach in your ear telling you, you got this, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. I had to be my own coach in that moment. And I had to be my own encouragement at that moment because I knew like I was at the stretch. And I knew that if I didn't like get something that I had in my ear that was like, okay, go, 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 I wasn't going to finish. And so I want to challenge you to find what those tools are in your toolbox that can help you push past the burn, push through the burn when the burn really is burning. It's, those of you who exercise, who are trainers, who are lifters, like the only way you get to the next level is through the burn. Like the burn shows that you're making progress. And so sometimes we don't want the burn, but the burn shows that you're doing the work. Like it's evidence that it's working, right? And so make sure that you don't run from the burn this time. If you did the last time, make sure you don't punk out and, start walking when you need to keep running. Make sure that you are committed to building endurance, building confidence, and letting the thing stretch you. And take some time, some journal time, right? I'll give you some journal prompts, but maybe think about like, in what ways do you feel like you're being pushed? Do you feel the burn in your life, right? If there's an area of healing that doesn't feel good, but you got to go through it in order to fully heal. There's an area of growth and expansion. There's an area of leadership capacity that you've got to grow into in order to lead at the capacity and at the level that you've been called to lead at, right? There's an area of growth in ministry where God is calling you to fast more. He's calling you to pray more. He's calling you to separate yourself more because there's a higher level of ministry, and that burn, it burns. You know what I'm saying? And so I want you to think about a specific area of your life where maybe there is a burn happening. And I want you to think about the tools and the different things that you're going to need in order to fully step into that, right? And so you might need a coach, you might need self-talk, you might need some affirmations, like what are your go get it songs, right? You might need a playlist. You might need, a friend to say, okay, to hold you accountable, you know what I mean? Or to talk to somebody while you're doing it so that they can make sure you don't quit. Like, what are the things that you're going to need, the tools and resources in order for you to push through the burn? Oh, and sometimes, child, can I just be honest? You won't know until you're in it. Can I be honest? Because at that moment when I was good with whatever I was listening to at that moment, but as soon as that burn kicked in and I was like, oh goodness, child, I could feel it. I'm like, I need what I have now. Oh goodness, what I have now is not working. And it's not keeping me focused enough to stay the course. And so I want to challenge you to be able to know what you have in your toolbox, to be able to pull, like, what's the music that you need? Maybe there's a motivational speaker. Maybe it's a Tuesday Tea with D you need to be listening to. Maybe it's a sermon or like whatever it is. Like maybe it's silence. Maybe you just need to talk yourself through it. But whatever it is, when you get to that point, be sure that you've got tools that you can pull from in order to push through the burn, because the burn is going to come. There is no escaping the burn. I'm just going to be honest with you. I know people want to make it seem that way, but there's no escaping the burn. You're going to go through a season of burn in your life where when you're going from one level to the next, it's kind of going to feel like, oh God, like, I don't know. But you can make it. If I made it and if I did it, you can do it. right? And the mere fact that I did it once means that I know that I could do it again. And so when the time comes for me, because I know at some point I'm going to be a runner, right? I'm a walker, a fast walker, right? Or I don't know what you want to call it, a walk runner, because sometimes I walk real fast and sometimes I walk slow, but I know that I'm going to be a runner at some point because it's in me, but I'm not rushing it. But the mere fact that I was able to experience that in that moment told me, okay, you can do this. And when the time comes, you'll be able to do it. And you know what to do in order to push yourself to the limit to get on the other side. Right. And I believe that the more I do it, the easier it will get until I start to do something different, right? I'm not promising that I'm going to do like a 5K run or a half marathon or a marathon or anything like that. But at the level, right, I may elevate from running, to actually, starting to lift weights and, doing some other things that move my body. I don't know, right? But what I do know is that I was able to push through the burn, and it gave me the confidence to know, like, okay, if I can do this once, I can do it again. And so for you, that's encouragement, because sometimes you think like, it's like, if you got through it once, you can get through it again. If you got through one thing, you can get through another thing. And so I want this to be encouragement for you today, because you might be in the burn and you might be wanting to give up, and you might be thinking like there's got to be a better way. And really the only way is through. I know you may not have wanted to hear that, but my love, the only way is through. Do the work, push through the burn, get to the other side, and celebrate yourself. That's it. Push through the burn, do the work, get to the other side, celebrate your work, right? That's the win. So I hope that today's Tuesday Tea with D was good for you. It was exciting for me to kind of go back and envision, that whole experience again, because I remember it. Like, I remember the feelings. I remember everything. Child was soaking wet. Can I tell you? But it felt so good to finish, and to finish all the way until the end, right? That I didn't like skimp out on myself. And so let's not punk out on ourselves, right? Like, don't punk out, right? I know sometimes we do. We want to tap out and be like, I'm good. But sometimes you got to push through. And so hopefully this message was encouragement for you today to keep going, to stay the course, to know that sometimes the burn is necessary. You can't get away from it. And, and then also just to let you know that, like, if you can do it this one time, you'll be able to do it again. So with that being said, make sure you join me December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for iSpeaklife Live, my empowerment experience for women. And this is for the woman who's coming to unplug, rediscover her dreams, anchor her faith, and reconnect with herself and God. And so if that's you, I want you in the room. Right? If you know that there are some things that you need to rediscover, you need to take some time to unplug. And I will say, even if you're local in the Western New York area, reserve your room so that you can have some time to unplug when you're not in the event. Because it's just a different experience. And so if you can't, that's okay. But if you can, I want to encourage you to stay at the host hotel. And if the host hotel is not available, then at a hotel nearby, so you can go back to your room and you can spend some time getting quiet and spend some time reflecting and, doing what's necessary to make sure that you are centering yourself, right? And so sometimes you need to when we talk about rediscovering your dreams, reconnecting to yourself and to God, sometimes being home, that can be a distraction, right? And so if you can, I want to encourage you to stay. And then if you want that exclusive experience, the up level, right, then I want to encourage you to register for VIP. But it really is going to be a transformative event. This is the event that I created for the women who pour into everyone else, but don't always take time to allow themselves to be poured into. This is the event where you get the full pour and you get filled. You get the release, you get the fill, you get the clarity, you get the community, you get the laughter, you get, sisterhood, you get new sisters that you have not met in person or at all. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing experience. And so be on the lookout, because I am going to be doing attendee interviews. So ladies who have been to the event, I'm going to be talking to them about their experience. And some of them have been to just about all of my experiences, when it was a half day experience, when it was a virtual experience, and now it's an in-person experience. And so if you don't know, and I think I need to go back, but I think this is my 8th event, right? I did 4 or 5 half day iSpeaklife live events. I did 2 virtual events, and now this is my second live event. So it might be my 8th or my 9th event. Like, listen. And see, this is why we got to check our receipts. So if you missed the Tuesday Tea with D where we talk about checking our receipts, like, I need to check my event planning receipts, honey, because listen, I'm listening to myself like, girl, you've been doing the thing. So at any rate, I want to see your face in the play. So you will be seeing and hearing about iSpeaklife Live unless I'm doing something else every single week. So there is no, excuse for you not knowing about it. But I do want to let you know that there is a 1 pay option, and then there's a 4 pay option. And you'll see all of the details on the website. Read it through, look at the questions, all of that kind of stuff, and the resources. But I'm giving you the option to where if you're not in a space where you can pay in full, you have a payment plan option, right? So at any rate, I could talk about iSpeaklife Live for like forever. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like, thumbs up this week's Tuesday Tea with D. Make sure you comment below. Let me know how you enjoyed this week's Tuesday Tea with D. But I also want to know how you're going to push through the burn, right? What are some tools that you need to pull out of your toolbox to help you push through the burn? And then lastly, I want you to share this with 5 people. That's going to be my request every single week. Click the link, share link, and send it, put it on your social media pages, or text someone and say, hey, I'd love for you to check out Tuesday Tea with D with Detra. Because honey, she gonna get your whole life, right? So that really helps me because, I don't know all the people, but you know all the people. And so if you connect me with your people and your people connect me with their people, we can get more people who are and not only getting out of their own way, but they are no longer accepting accepting less than they deserve. And they're also showing up at their fullest and their highest capacity, because that's what we want, right? And so I think that's it for today. I feel like there might be something else that I want to share, but if not, it's all good. I can share it next week. But again, thanks for joining me this week on Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D.